Hello. So, the question for us today is how can we create new habits to rest before we get fully frustrated and tired with work? Hello, friends, and welcome to Not All the Things. This is a space for success driven, mature women of color where we come together to talk about work life balance, wellness, and wine. And today I am not having wine because I am taping early. I am having some water with lemon. But feel free, depending on what time you're watching it, to get you a glass of wine. I'm starting this channel, or have started this channel, because I recognize that this is the work that I have to do for myself. I am surrounded by boss women, and they are in the fields of education, they're in the C suite, they're lawyers, they're doctors, they're creatives, and yet they cannot make time for themselves. And so I am hoping that on this channel, we will be able to be in conversation and community around how we celebrate that we are hard workers, but how we also need to learn how to play hard. And I do mean play harder than we're working harder. So, if this resonates with you in any way, please meet me here on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this with other sisters who might feel like this is a space for them. As I was watching a video entitled, Don't Wait Till You're Sick of Working to Rest, on Black Boomers Besties from Brooklyn. And these are two women who are best friends. And they've been friends for 15 years, since they were 15 years old. And they were having this discussion with their special guest, Stephanie Perry. And Stephanie Perry is one half of Exodus Summit. And she is the creator of House Sitter School and believes in designing a life with ease. They were talking about the ways in which you can rest even while you are working. And so for me, I was thinking, you know what? I definitely have been intentional around this and wanted to share with you all some of the ways in which I have found opportunities to take rest while I am still working. So today's conversation is really going to focus on these 4 ways that I have been working on this myself. Um, and what really stood out for me in their conversation and how that has impacted me to think about what I want to share with you all today. So, the first tip is plan an intentional break or sabbatical. If you are not eligible for a sabbatical at your job, if for whatever reason they don't do that, one, I'm kind of sorry for you. You should probably talk to HR. There's got to be a way to get some time off. But I do understand that may not be a possibility. You could at least plan some intentional mental health breaks. And what does that mean? That means that you actually find a few days, and I mean at least 2 to 3 days, where you can take off and allow yourself to take off and do things that help to refuel you. Do things that help your creative juices flow. Disconnect from the laptop or from Slack or from all the ways that you stay connected and tethered to your job. I was very fortunate. I work at a higher education institution, and I guess it's like almost 10, 12 years now. I was able to, because every 10 years at my job, you can apply for a sabbatical. And I was able to take a sabbatical And that experience was amazing. I was able to travel to Zimbabwe and to help co-found a farm school and work with young people who had never taught, but my job was to help them get ready to teach these children on this farm school. And we actually build furniture, build the classrooms, created books. It was an amazing experience, and I treasure that sabbatical. Yes, it was many years ago, but I have also created opportunities to have these intentional breaks in which I've been able to leave my current job and maybe spend 2 weeks in, say, Saudi, where I worked with other teachers, or where else did I go? Oh, Saudi. I've been to Zimbabwe. I've been to Denmark. I've been a lot of places, but planning intentional breaks will give you an opportunity to step away from your everyday job and feel refreshed and renewed, even if you are doing the same kind of work that you normally do. So, one, plan an intentional break or sabbatical. Two, bound your work and play time. Clearly, that's aligned to number one, but what that means to me is really put some boundaries around how your work bleeds into your evening or your weekends, and really figure out how to just stop and say, whatever it is, I'm stopping at 7 or 8 o'clock. I know that many boss women identities are wrapped up in their work life. You know, they're a boss, they're the executive, they're the vice president, maybe they're just leading a team. You can bound that work, because if you get sick, and clearly we have seen this, and you are not able to come into work, they will have someone in that seat. They will make sure that that work gets done. So let's be realistic and kind of untether ourselves to these jobs. They don't love you in the way that you might be loving them. So bound that work time and that play time, and add a little bit more play time when you can. Plan a trip or a vacation. I know that this can be very stressful for some people, but for me, that is the way I take rest, because the mere thought of a new trip to Morocco, a trip to Portugal, going back to Italy, just thinking about it and beginning to plan it, even if it's months away, it can be 7, 8 months away. I put the countdown timer on my United app because I usually fly United, and I am so excited. I'm doing the research, I'm looking at vloggers, I'm looking at bloggers, I'm reading everything about these places, and I am, I guess, fantasizing and having these moments of like, this is what I'm about to do. I'm so excited. And then I start to plan forward. And so for me, planning a trip or vacation is like taking rest, because although I'm in my everyday job, I'm also thinking about, oh, yes, in 7 months, I will be in the Italy streets, and I will be having Aperol Spritz, and I will be, just enjoying life. Not that I am not, but it gives me something to look forward to. I love that fantasy, and it helps to drive me towards that goal. And if you don't have the funds for it, then planning it and working towards it is even more rewarding, because you can kind of see how you're going to kind of reach that goal. So I personally love to plan a trip or vacation. I know other people will be like, girl, take that off your list. That is such a stressful thing for me. I ain't got no money. I don't got no time. But for me, that one is key. Number 4 is accept that you deserve to rest. And probably this should be number 1, but I decided to leave it last. We have to say to ourselves that we deserve to rest. That what we do matters for the job, for our families, for our friends, and that we deserve a few days off. My birthday is coming, and I am taking my birthday off. I take my birthday off every year. And I may take the day after my birthday off, and I may take the day before my birthday off. And I know that that's not a possibility for everyone, but if you can, celebrate yourself and know that you deserve to rest. While I was watching that episode, one of the things that was said was that you have to be in your selfish season, and you have to be okay with saying, I am in my selfish season. And so that connected to me in such a way that I was like, you know what? I can totally agree with that. So these were my 4. If you have other ways, please drop that in the comment. I would love to know how folks are being intentional about finding rest and taking rest before you are tired of that job and before you start to burn out. What are the things that you are doing? So please share. One of the things that I would love for you all to know is that in a few weeks, I'm going to have Dr. Toomer from Dr. Toomer Talks. She's actually from Black Doctors Organization. If you don't know that YouTube channel, you should check them out, especially as a woman of color. They do all kinds of discussions around menopause. They do discussions around diabetes, weight loss, just everything. They're wonderful. But Dr. Toomer is going to be with me, and we will be talking about lack of sleep or lack of rest. And I do hope that you will join me and invite a sister friend to the conversation. Hopefully, something resonated with you from the conversation today. Feel free to share this. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and cheers to next week.